Hello, my name is Candy. Look, this is me again, and here as well. But before I continue, please press the like button. I was a very insecure kid. I had braces, was skinny as a rail, and wore ridiculous glasses. My inner beauty was well hidden behind it all. I was also very self-conscious about my freckles. After all, the girls I saw in magazines and movies looked completely different. They had perfect skin and bodies. My only friend was a one-eared rabbit. The other kids in my kindergarten thought he was ugly, but I liked how unique he was. I think you're the best, Mr. Pinky. My parents sent me to a camp by a lake every summer holiday. I always stayed inside and avoided everyone. That changed when Lucas arrived at the camp. One day, I was reading on the pier, and my rabbit fell into the water. Oh no, Mr. Pinky! Lucas saw what happened and immediately jumped into the lake to save the toy. I felt butterflies in my stomach and realized that I was in love. I suddenly felt so shy I couldn't say a word to him. The next day, it was time for me to leave the camp and go home. I firmly decided that I would change and win over Lucas. I spent the year working on myself. I took off my braces, switched to contacts, changed my hairstyle and clothes, and started to cover my freckles with foundation. Ooh la la! What's your name, gorgeous? Those changes made me more confident. Now, boys stared at me with admiration and often asked me out. But I rejected everyone because I only thought about Lucas. The holidays finally came, and the new me arrived at the camp. Everyone who had known me for years whistled in surprise. Wow, Candy, is this really you? I was reveling in the attention. Was that what being a celebrity was like? I had plenty of advice to give everyone. Soon, Lucas approached our noisy company. Wow, he'd gotten even more handsome and looked like $1,000,000. Lucas looked me up and down with interest and smiled playfully. Who are you, beautiful stranger? Candy, don't you remember me? Of course, you're that cute girl with the pink rabbit. You look great. That same evening, he asked me out on a date. We rode a boat at sunset and ate ice cream. I felt on top of the world. Trouble began the very next day. There were several diners on the camp territory. That summer, a Subway opened there as well. I decided to have breakfast there and saw Lucas flirting with the girl behind the register. I looked at her ridiculous hairstyle, cheap clothes, and tasteless makeup and realized that this girl was no match for me. Hi, Lucas. Do you have any plans for today? Oh, hi, Candy. This is Marie. We were just talking about having a picnic by the lake. A picnic? Don't you know that the sun is bad for your skin? Come on, I'll invite everyone. It will be fun. I could use the opportunity to impress everyone with my new look once again. So I agreed. I was enjoying being showered in compliments when that Subway girl showed up. Sorry for being late, guys, but hey, I brought my guitar. A guitar? She shouldn't have bothered. I was about to start talking about makeup products again when I suddenly realized that my adoring fans were nowhere to be seen. Excuse me? Lucas and the others gathered around Marie and listened to her play. When she finally ran out of songs, Marie started to tell us different stories. Everyone listened to her with bated breath. Ugh! Lucas was looking at her like Zendaya herself was in front of him. I hadn't spent all that time working on myself, only for some Subway employee to ruin it all. I had to become even brighter so that everyone would be blinded by my irresistibility. In a few clicks, I ordered everything I needed, and the very next day, a delivery guy brought me new clothes and hair dye. By the evening, I was ready. Call me Candy, the transformation fairy. I went for a walk, but the camp was suspiciously quiet. Had the aliens abducted everyone? Or… All of a sudden, I saw a crowd of kids on the lawn. Well. What was going on there? Was someone giving away free pizza? I came closer and saw that Marie was giving tango lessons in the center, with Lucas as her partner. It made my blood boil. While I was doing everything to impress Lucas, he was pining for Marie, just like everybody else. I turned around angrily and decided to go back to my room. As I was walking, a woman suddenly called out to me. Excuse me, I'm looking for someone. Do you know a girl called Rita Smith? She showed me a photo of some girl with black hair. It was blurry, and I couldn't see her face properly. In any case, I didn't recognize that name. Nope, you should ask one of the adults instead. They told me there was no such girl here too, but she masterfully changes her appearance and can trick anyone. We've been looking for her for a long time. Our search brought us here. Wow, that was so interesting. I got curious and wanted to find out more about that girl, but that woman had already left. Well, whatever. I was going to go to Subway anyways. I'd miss lunch because I had been too busy working on my new look. Hey, is anyone here? Your client is about to faint from hunger. There was no one inside. I should have left, but my stomach was rumbling pitifully, and the sandwiches seemed to be looking at me and whispering,
"Eat us, Candy. We are delicious."
Okay, you convinced me. I took a ham and cheese sandwich and left money for it by the cash register, but I wasn't careful enough, and the bill fell behind the counter. Damn it! I had to climb over it and get on the floor. There it is. Found it. I got to my feet and dropped someone's purse. Its contents spilled out. I noticed an ID and curiously picked it up. It was Marie's. Wait, what was that? At that moment, the manager walked in. He saw me behind the counter and thought I was a thief. I'm going to call security. Do that. Not for me, but for your employee. The man was surprised, and I smiled smugly and showed him that Marie's photo was pasted on top of another girl's photo in her ID. Marie had got a job using someone else's document. I knew there was something wrong with her. Ha! The manager called her and demanded she come to work at once. I stood outside and watched the drama unfold. The manager was shouting, and Marie was listening to him guiltily with her head down. In the end, the man said that she didn't have a real ID with her, so he had no choice but to fire her. Okay, I'll pack my things and leave the camp. I felt a little sorry for her. However, I'd worked hard on myself and deserved to be the center of attention. Candy 1, Marie 0. Ha ha! My rival was eliminated, and that lifted my spirits higher than the New York skyscrapers. Now, Lucas would be mine, whether he liked it or not. In the morning, I went to the game club everyone liked to hang out in. Weirdly enough, everyone looked like they'd been eating lemons. What's up, guys? Don't you know? Marie was fired, and she left without even saying goodbye. I was hoping I'd never hear her name again. I was about to smugly announce that I was the one who had heroically exposed the imposter. But then, Lucas and the others began to defend her. I'm sure someone framed her because they were jealous. Marie's so charismatic and interesting. How could anyone not love her? Damn it, I would have to keep my mouth shut. If they found out that Marie had been kicked out because of me, they would get mad. Everyone kept talking about Marie that whole unbearably long day. Oh, she was so cool. Oh, life at camp was so boring without her. Ugh. I started to hiccup and my eye was twitching. I had to find a way to make Lucas and everyone else forget that waitress. So I decided to throw a party on the pier under the stars that weekend. I even came up with a new look to impress Lucas again. He better appreciate it this time, or else. The next day, I coquettishly asked him to help me prepare everything for the party. Lucas still looked miserable. He sighed sadly as he stared at the photo of himself and Marie. If she were here, she would light up the party. Ah! Please kill me! Why was everyone so obsessed with her? Why didn't anyone notice that I kept changing my appearance every day like a psycho? I snatched the photo out of his hands and crumpled it in my fist, irritably. Why would you do that? Ugh, he didn't even understand why I was pissed off. I'd had it with him. They wanted Marie? I would give them Marie. I got permission and went to the city for a day. I calmed down a little while shopping. Then I found a good beauty salon online and went there. I handed a stylist a crumpled photo and pointed at Marie. Make me look like her. Oh, but you have such beautiful hair. Are you sure you want to cut it? I sighed. Of course I didn't want to cut my hair, but I really wanted Lucas to look at me like he used to look at Marie. At least once. Just do it. While he was working on my hair, I got bored and looked out the window. There was a motel across the street, and I saw Marie next to it. She looked around like she was worried someone would be watching her and went inside. Was that where she was staying now? Soon, the stylist finished. I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize myself. The hairstyle, the makeup, and the outfit, I had become another person. Thank you. Wow, you're a wizard. That works, for money. Oh, of course. Here. I ran out onto the street and hailed a taxi. It was already pretty dark, and the party at the pier was about to begin. As we drove away from the salon, it seemed to me like a car was following us. That was weird. It followed us all the way to the camp and then disappeared somewhere. Calm down, Candy. You're getting paranoid. I paid the driver and rushed to the party. What was I planning? Well, I wanted to pretend I was Marie and enjoy my 5 minutes of fame. It was dark and I hoped no one would recognize me. Lucas noticed me first. He ran up to me and hugged me so tightly my eyes bulged out. Everyone soon joined him. Marie, you're back! How did you manage it? Well, the manager said he'd made a mistake and hired me back. It was so boring here without you. Play the guitar for us. Someone from the crowd shoved the instrument into my hands. I took it clumsily. What was I supposed to do again? Is something wrong? I'm just not in the mood to play. Let's fry marshmallows instead. We sat around the fire and started chatting. You know, what I heard upset me to tears. I'm so glad Candy isn't here. She's so arrogant. All she does is talk about herself. Yeah, I used to like her. It's a shame that she turned into a dummy with a ton of makeup on her face. What? How could they say that? Did they even know how hard it was for me to love myself? I was about to burst into tears in front of everyone. But that wasn't the worst part. The woman who had been looking for Rita suddenly jumped out of the bushes, followed by several men. I recognized them. They had been following my taxi. For some reason, they pounced on me and called me Rita Smith. What was their problem? Wait, Rita! We're tired of chasing you! I'm not Rita! Get off me! We know everything. You changed your hairstyle and posed as a waitress called Marie. We followed you in the city. I knew you were staying in the camp. What's going on? What do you want from her? The woman rudely told Lucas to mind his own business. And then she said that Marie, whose real name was Rita, had run away from an orphanage and they were going to bring her back. This is all a misunderstanding. I'm not Marie. Let me explain. They didn't listen to me and tried to pull me into the car. But then Lucas got in their way and I took off. I ran to the edge of the pier and realized that I had to think of a better plan. Get in the water and swim to the boat! I didn't have any better ideas, so I jumped into the lake. Lucas followed me. We swam to the boat and climbed aboard. He looked at me, stunned. Freckles. You have freckles. I realized that my foundation had washed off. Damn it! Wait, Candy, is that you? I had no choice but to tell him the truth, since he recognized me. Wow, that sure taught me a lesson. Lucas was mad at me for turning Marie in and impersonating her. You used to be a cute girl with cool freckles and a dumb rabbit. Why have you become so obsessed with your looks? I wanted to make you and everyone else like me. Does having freckles or an old-fashioned hairstyle make you unlikable? What matters is what's inside. He was right. I remembered my rabbit. He had 1 ear, but it made him unique. No matter how I changed my appearance, everyone loved Marie because she was interesting. Lucas looked at the woman and her henchmen, who were waving angrily at us from the pier, and said that we needed to find the real Marie so that they would leave me alone. Of course! I told Lucas about the motel I'd seen Marie at. We swam to the opposite shore and headed there. We arrived just in time. Marie was leaving her room with a suitcase and was clearly planning to run away again. Stop right there! Candy? Why do you look like me? That's a long story. Some people from the orphanage are looking for you. You need to come with us, or they won't leave me alone. No. No way! This is… Okay, listen. It turned out her real name really was Rita. She said that she had been living in the orphanage since the death of her rich parents. Now, some bad people wanted to adopt her to get their hands on her inheritance. Rita was supposed to get it after coming of age. That's why she'd run away. I'd been hiding for a long time, changing my appearance and name. I was looking for my grandmother. She's going to take custody of me, and I won't have to go back to that terrible place. Wow, she had been through so much. Then, those annoying swindlers drove up to the motel. Ugh, I had it with them. They got out of the car and were surprised to see two Ritas. Which one of you is the real one? Rita and I exchanged a sly glance and ran in opposite directions. The evil lady's henchmen hesitated, but then split up and ran after us. I didn't know where Lucas was. Damn, I could really use his help. I wasn't a great runner, so I was soon exhausted. I popped into an alley to catch my breath. Unfortunately, one of that witch's helpers had followed me. Oh no! He came at me, but then we heard sirens. Lucas and the cops got out of a police car. The cops handcuffed the man and put him in their car. Lucas ran up to me and hugged me. Candy, are you okay? It turned out that while Rita and I had been running away, he got to a police station and told them everything. So, the criminals were caught, and Rita finally met her grandmother. We keep in touch and want to meet at the camp again next summer. It's easy to lose yourself while trying to look perfect. I'm not doing that anymore. I just want to be Candy, a girl with cool freckles. When I stopped pretending to be someone else, Lucas liked me again. I know the holidays are over, but we're just getting started, right? Tell me, what about your appearance makes you unique?